It may feel as though the economy is going off the rails, but if the report by the Northern Way is correct, investment in Manchester's trains and railways could be the key to getting it back on track. The overall aim would be to make train journeys between northern cities quicker and more frequent. Key points of the report include more trains to cope with a predicted 39% increase in passenger numbers by 2020, better train links between Manchester and major cities such as Leeds, Sheffield and Liverpool, and specifically cutting the journey time between Manchester and Liverpool from 47 minutes to 30. The report was being launched in Manchester this morning. One of those behind it explained why the plan is so crucial.
We think this is the best railway project in the UK, showing the best returns. Should have happened a century ago. And it's dealing with chronic congestion on the rail network around Manchester. If you picture a motorway and think of 14 lanes in a motorway and suddenly it converges to 2 lanes, just think of the congestion that would cause. That's what we've got here around the Manchester railway hub.
Meanwhile, at Piccadilly Station, passengers have been telling us what changes they'd like to see.
We've just come from Bolton now to Manchester on the train, and it was just jam-packed. We had to stand all the way, so we've got some extra carriages on. That would be a benefit to everybody, I would have thought.
Well, I'm travelling from Derby to Manchester. I'd like to see a link from Derby to Manchester, you know. We'll have to change at Stoke every time I come here, and we're just working here.
Trains later on in the evening, as we used to do, because we used to be able to get from Manchester to Stoke-on-Trent quite late on. I think we finished something like about 8:30 or 9 o'clock. That's one thing, the evening services.
But it's not quite full steam ahead just yet. The report will have to be considered by Network Rail to look at how much the proposed improvements would cost.
It is absolutely vital Network Rail sort of look into this at the earliest opportunity and start planning and make some reasonable suggestions how this can be achieved. But the important thing is that government commits to funding. Network Rail relies on the government for their funding, and the government has to come forward and commit long-term funding to this strategy. The strategy clearly shows what could be achieved with the extra funding. Now the government has to step in.
But these are long-term plans and are unlikely to happen before 2014 at the earliest. Ben Bland, Channel N News.